Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a look at 42 courses.
Right.
It's this resource that pulls together some really high impact knowledge from, industry giants, everyone from behavioral scientists to advertising legends.
And what really jumps out right away is this idea that modern expertise can't be siloed.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you can't just focus on, say, business strategy anymore. You have to combine that kind of hard strategy with, the softer side psychology, global awareness.
Absolutely. Okay, let's unpack that a bit because the variety is huge.
Hmm.
I mean, they cover the things you'd expect, like creative leadership, marketing strategy, but then they pivot into things like mental fitness and the circular economy.
And that mix is so critical. It shows an understanding that strategy today, well, it needs a conscience.
The conscience.
Yeah. You need the hard facts from, say, applied behavioral science, but you also need to know how to market ethically, which is, the whole point of good advertising.
How to think about sustainability, which is where the circular economy course comes in. And it seems like when you dig into all this, all these insights on human behavior, one name just keeps coming up.
Rory Sutherland.
The Ogilvy advertising legend. Why is he so central to all of this?
Well, Sutherland's influence is just massive, mostly because he forces you to challenge the idea that everything has to be, perfectly logical.
He wrote that book, Alchemy. Right?
And his whole thing is championing unconventional, even counterintuitive thinking. He sees perception as like a valid substitute for just optimizing everything.
So what's the most actionable takeaway from his philosophy for our listeners?
I think it's his view on what he calls decision architecture. He has this great line. He says, "Don't reduce the choice, redesign the choice."
Redesign the choice.
And that idea leads you straight to the Sutherland paradox.
Which is?
Test counterintuitive things because your competitors won't.
Okay, wait. That sounds like a terrible business strategy to a lot of managers. I mean, companies pay people to pursue optimization and efficiency. Why would you deliberately go for the counterintuitive?
Because if the logical solution were easy or obvious, your competitors would already be doing it.
Ah, I see.
The really counterintuitive ideas are ignored. People are afraid, or they get stuck in analysis paralysis, which means those ideas are actually less competitive spaces to play in.
And that's where the real breakthrough can happen.
That's the theory.
Okay, lift out a few memorable gems now. Here's a classic quote from the material from Stephen King that's perfect for anyone fighting over a marketing budget. Go on. Stopping advertising to save money is like stopping your watch to save time.
It's so good. And it ties right into the behavioral stuff. John Medina has another great one, a biological truth, really. He says, the brain doesn't pay attention to boring things.
So if your message is boring, it doesn't matter how much money you throw at it.
Exactly. All the optimization in the world won't save you.
So the goal is just to be interesting, to get noticed, even if the product itself is, well, kind of mundane. Which brings us to the Diamond Shreddies case study.
Oh, this is a perfect example of what he calls intangible added value. Lay it out first. So sales were stalling. The product was just square cereal. It didn't need a new formula. So they rotated the square so it looked like a diamond. And they repositioned the exact same product as a brand new shape, Diamond Shreddies.
No way. That's it.
That's it. And it worked. They proved that the tiniest tweak to perception can generate millions without changing the actual item one bit.
That is amazing. So really the key takeaway here is that resources like this offer a kind of shortcut, a way to get smart on the hidden rules of human behavior.
I think so. Which, it raises an important final thought for you, the listener. The legendary creative director Paul Arden once said, if you can't solve the problem, it's because you're playing by the rules. Maybe the question to ask yourself is this: what fundamental unspoken rules in your own work, whether it's marketing or management or something else, what rules might you need to challenge or even break to get to that next breakthrough?